She said, "I love you." But he's asked me to marry him. She said, "I'm making you miserable. You deserve someone better." She said, "I just don't see this as being my last relationship. So what's the point?" She said, "How did you get in here? Who are you? Oh God. Are those my earrings?" She said, "I love you. I love you. I'll always love you." Just because I'm an atheist doesn't mean I don't want easy answers. But Ross here would have us believe that... Sorry, my ears just popped. Ross here would have us believe that life hurts less in video games. Does it, Ross? Does it really? Now, I've tried many times to escape from a breakup by diving into these imaginary worlds, but it seems right in the midst of my exile, the games themselves start challenging me with surprisingly pertinent questions, as if they want me to finally open up about my failed relationship. What happened? Continue? How high can you get? Are you a bad enough dude to rescue Ronnie? But, you know, maybe Ross isn't a total imbecile. I mean, it's reassuring to see that no matter how cack-handedly dismal I've been at maintaining a romantic relationship, guys in games are like 10 times worse. Maybe 11 times worse. So folks, a few tips for you in case you ever find yourself sucked into a video game but you retain reflexive thought and a sex drive. Number 1, stranger danger. Oh, they'll ensnare you with honeyed words, saying that your mum sent them to pick you up, saying they've got puppies in the van, saying, "Hi, would you two like to go join me on a Fantasia? Follow me." Now, this cowled goblin with glowing eyes might appear perfectly friendly. But guess what, people? It's a trap! Yoink. Number 2, be alert. Are you experiencing a moment of true unfettered happiness with your beloved? As in life, that's exactly the point when you should be most afraid. This, again, is a video game flower garden scenario. Classic high-risk zone for partner kidnappings. Part of the problem is you've got no natural cover for miles around. You're like a field mouse in the middle of an empty airport parking lot. These trees in the background here are about 2 minutes sprint away. But unusually, in this actual instance, the two frolicking abominations in this picture have skin that's an identical colour to the flowers around them, so they're actually incredibly well camouflaged. My theory is that what we're seeing here is actually survival of the fittest in action. If you do live in a video game flower garden, your chances of surviving and mating are drastically increased if a predator is likely to mistake your face for a pom-pom chrysanthemum. But it's still not enough. You probably guessed this would happen. Your girlfriend's been trapped inside a giant bubble. There's a frog's head pushed through a tambourine. And you're a duck. We've all been there. The price of peace is eternal, gnawing paranoia. Kidnappings can happen anywhere, anytime. This next one is absolutely textbook. I think you'll agree this merits a frame-by-frame analysis. So, you're taking a stroll with your chick. Perhaps you'll check out the International Bookstore or relax with a refreshing coffee snack. But what's this? Why, it's that internationally recognised archetype for moral turpitude, the punk. But do you react? No. Look at you. You're too busy being content. And she's gone. So what do you do now that the kidnap is in full swing? Do you give chase? Do you call for help? Do you do a completely sweet kickflip off the far wall and flame punch his head into his chest cavity? No! You turn to camera and mug like Frank Spencer. Oh! Number 3, be punctual. A stitch in time saves 9, yeah? Here's your girlfriend being confronted by some unpleasant goons. Charming game. Uh-oh, I don't think she's going with those men voluntarily. Maybe this would be a good time for you to step in. Notice here, a little side note, that the villain of the piece favours the practicality of the fireman's lift over the less practical but more villainous underarm technique of the punk in the previous game. Rum, rum! Here you finally emerge, presumably delayed by having to scramble over that massive car taking up most of the garage space. Hello! Baby cakes! Too late, fucko! By the time you've fought through a pack of surly knife-wielding goons, your ass is so dumped. And sure, if I were a crisply bouffanted dancer fighter with an absurdly high crotch, and God willing, someday I will be, I might hide in the garage while my girlfriend was getting kidnapped, but he's only made more work for himself. If he'd just shown a little more urgency, he could have just run the bastards over. And you'd have thought, wouldn't you, that a grotesque relationship blunder like this would teach him a lesson, you know? Basically, strike while the iron's hot, preferably before your sweetheart gets punched in the lady bits. So let's see what he does in the sequel to this game, Double Dragon 2. I've done a blunder.